All right, so this is Army of the Dead. It's the new Zack Snyder movie, the new zombie Zack Snyder movie. He did the Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004. I just recently watched that for the first time, and I thought that was good. So, I was kind of hoping for this one to be pretty good too. I'll get into how I feel about it later. But Dave Bautista's character, Scott Ward, he pretty much has to put together a team to do pretty much like a heist into Las Vegas because I guess in this world the zombies are really only in that area and not all over the place, apocalypse style, because the government's actually going to nuke that place. So he has to put together a team. He had a team earlier before that he had when they first established that area with all the zombies and got out of Las Vegas. So he puts together some of the same people, but then also some new people to go in there, get into a safe, and they're gonna get $50 million to split amongst themselves, and they have like shitty jobs and things like that because they still have jobs and things. Like everything seems to be normal outside of that area. He has this thing with his daughter, Kate Ward, played by Ella Purnell, and she kind of has this storyline where she's trying to take care of this, this person that she was helping out because she was volunteering at the quarantine zone. So there's that going on. That's pretty much it, though, is them trying to get this money, and then all hell breaks loose when they get in there with the zombies. I thought the movie was pretty good. I it has its problems, but I thought it definitely picked up towards the end. The because the writing isn't that good. We'll get back to that, and the characters don't really have much character. I like Dave Bautista. I thought he was really good, and like the emotional moments with his daughter and things like that. I thought he did. Obviously, he's going to do great with the physical stuff, so he was good in that. The I like Amari Hardwick's character. I like the safe cracking character, Dieter, played by Matthias Quaffer. I think that's how you say his name. It's shot well. I think the cinematography is a little bit better in his other movies. The soundtrack is okay or it's serviceable, I guess. He has this thing where he kind of has these soundtracks in his movies. He has these songs in his movies that are kind of weird in that and kind of off-putting in a way, and then sometimes he has songs that are like really on the nose. Like there's a weird version of Down with the Sickness in Dawn of the Dead. There's Where Is My Mind as Baby Doll is getting into the insane asylum in Sucker Punch. And then in this, towards the end, Zombie by the Cranberries, I believe, is playing at the end. And it's like, okay. I think it really starts to pick up really around the time they get to the safe. That's when things get a lot more fast paced. That's when that's when things really pick up, is when they get to the safe, and there's like traps and things, and the zombies, because this is a stupid ass movie where the zombies are like, some of them are more advanced and like they have a king and stuff like that, and it's crazy. But when it actually loses it and gets a lot more fast paced because the nuke is about to go off and things like that, that's when things get a lot more fun. Like there's also like this zombie tiger, because I guess animals can be zombies now. The that like walks around the place. And at first I thought, oh, this is ridiculous, but that moment with that, it's a pretty gory moment with that tiger, and I thought that was awesome. Like I said, the characters don't really have much character. There's a character that's just supposed to be like this badass lady that's a helicopter pilot, and so that's all of her dialogue. The dialogue isn't very good. I thought the emotional moments we really didn't need much of it. A lot of this movie is set up. I think it's like an hour before anything really starts to really happen with the zombies and stuff, and that's why this movie is so long. You could have definitely cut down on that kind of stuff. You have a romance thing that comes out of almost nowhere, and they only have a little bit of time before it goes off, but they take the time to stop and just start talking about that. That had decent payoff, but I was like, this isn't working for me. You have all this going on. Like the person that they work for is actually after something else, and that is really fucking stupid, by the way, what that actually is. He has a thing with his daughter, and then this romance thing comes out of nowhere, and they're trying to get the money, and it's just the king and his queen, and it's too much. It's crazy. Most of it's pretty stupid. It's a heist movie with zombies. That's automatically going to be pretty stupid. I don't know why it's front loaded with all this other stuff. Just have it be fun shit with zombies. I mean, the movie starts like the intro. The intro is pretty cool too, by the way. The intro starts off with a bunch of topless ladies like attacking a guy and killing him in a hot tub. Like this movie should be so much more fun and so much more like so much shorter and everything, and it's just front loaded with all this other nonsense, and it keeps it from being better than it actually is. Anyway, that's it. The like I said, it's slow to get to what you actually want to see. There's not much. The characters don't really have much character, and they're kind of they're almost caricatures. Some of them or archetypes. The dialogue is pretty bad. I don't really care too much for a lot of the interactions with the characters. So there's that. But when it does get going, it takes a little bit, but when it does get going, it is legitimately pretty awesome. I really liked the ending of this movie. The climax and like the very end, I thought were extremely solid. Were awesome even with all the gore and explosions and just fighting the zombies. It's exactly what you wanted from this kind of movie. I'm gonna give it a good enough. It's fine. It's still pretty good. You can still have a lot of fun with it if you can get past all the other stuff, and if you could really like sit there and wait for an hour for it to finally really start to get going when they first get into that area with the zombies. But anyway, that's it. That's Army of the Dead, and I'm done.